that I done renamed your video. I just seen it a second ago.
Hmm.
I called. I said, "Oh, witch pussy and wizard dick."
Right.
And that joint was hilarious.
Pretty much, yeah.
That
I
joint was
remember I saw
hilarious.
that video like maybe a couple years ago, but it always stood out in my mind. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I stole that.
Yeah, I like when
I,
things.
I, I stole that so I could play it. Like that shit was
Hmm.
hilarious.
Okay, yeah, I got a couple good videos coming up. Like so, yeah, I'm pretty excited. Getting back into it. Oh man, I made it too hot.
I found about this one thing in Illinois called sex magic. This is the act of masturbating to your goals. This is real. You harness the power of your orgasm to achieve your goals. It's great because if you ever get caught by your partner, you can just be like, whatever, it's just casting spells, babe. Okay? What are you doing? I'm trying to get us a house. Okay?
Hey, that joint is hilarious.
Yeah, with the digital underground sample at the end.
I don't hear it.
Oh, really? I had two versions. Maybe I didn't post that
I
one.
found
Play it
about
Yeah.
this
again.
one thing in LA called sex magic. This is the act of masturbating to your goals. This is real. You harness the power of your orgasm to achieve your goals. It's great because if you ever get caught by your partner, you can just be like, whatever, it's just casting spells, babe. Okay? What are you doing? I'm trying to get us a house. Okay?
Yeah, I don't think you. I don't think you. I don't think you
Yeah,
put that one in there.
yeah, that's another version I had went and I put digital underground sex packets at the very end, started blending in.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, could you hear that? Did you hear that video just playing?
Very faintly.
Okay. I ain't pressed stop on the YouTube. So, let me take this effect off. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
All right. So yeah, you get all your errands done.
Yeah, I got everything done.
Hmm.
Well, no, I ain't do everything I was supposed to do around the house, but I got most of the.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got the prepared week because I had to swap weekends on with the kids again.
Mhm.
So I had them the last 2 weekends, but they
Mhm.
coming this weekend. But I had, and then it's crazy. It's like
Mhm.
I'm ready to just do this all day.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's what I end up doing. Like all day Sunday, I'll
Mhm.
probably film and edit, and it take prep work to do that. Set up, lay stuff out, get your camera angles right, get your lighting right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So that's crazy.
But yeah, yeah. Saturday just it'd be a catch all day.
Right.
You're trying to run your errands, grocery shopping, all this other kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I ain't, and that's what I'm saying. I ain't get the dude I had told you I was gonna probably be doing the broadcast. Man,
mhm.
I tell you, man, people just be bugging.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yep.
I'm a go. Don't let me don't ask me nothing unless you sure. Cause I don't know how to
Mhm.
be like, I'm like, I'm go. Once I make a decision, consider I'm go. So
Yeah.
all the pump faking and just be.
Yeah. Sometimes people overcommit. They be like, yeah.
But
And then when it come down to it, it be like,
yeah, but if it's something you came up with, like don't
That's
consider
true.
me.
That's true.
That's why I just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then I'd be all set. I'd be all set to do what I gotta do, and then it's all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different now. I don't take the shit personal, but usually I'd be like, man, you know what? That was like a test. Like, you still like, yeah, I ain't, it's whatever. I roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of times I look at people like what they do in their everyday life, if they carry through with the things that they say they want to do, on a consistent basis, then, I can kind of gauge how accurate or, how on it they're going to be if we're going to do something together. That's why with a lot of people, they'd be like, hey, let's do this. And I'll be like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like,
because
it's like now you got to have a spiritual disclaimer. Like, listen, the spirit ain't going to let you use me or fuck over me. It's not going to work out. So let me just give you that.
Right.
And if I get wind of it, then I'm gonna have to do a little something.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, a little something in the
yeah, just a little something.
In the spiritual world. Right.
Ain't gonna do it. You're not the enemy, but I'm gonna have to, get them to slow you down, man. Steer you in another direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that video was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my in the midst of that video inspired me to ask the question. One of my first drinks, like as when we talk about love, like in your past, if the person that broke your heart, did you tell them? Do you tell them that they broke your heart? How does that work? What do you think on that subject? I was just thinking about that. Like in the beginning, the thing that shapes your outlook on, your love interests. If that one person broke your heart, do you tell them? Or back then you probably just change you or whatever. This might be different for men and women, but
yeah.
For yourself, did you tell them?
I think
and vice versa. Like, have you broken some?
Well, in my case, like I didn't say anything immediately on because for myself, I had to like deal with those feelings myself and like navigate through them, before I could actually articulate something without without coming off real negative, real harsh, really, just like letting the hammer down. I had to kind of absorb it, process it, and then put it into words.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty early on, I let somebody know, broke my little heart back there.
But did you do you think you played a part in you getting your heart broken?
Definitely, because I think in that particular situation, I was approaching it from my own understanding, my own motivation, my own, thought process. Like I saw it like here, and I'm like, okay, from here, we're going here, and then there.
Right.
Whereas they weren't on the same thing,
And it wasn't communicated yet.
Right.
There's no rule book on that.
Right. And it took me a while to notice that they weren't on the same thing because we kind of talked about the same thing. But then once I saw, these things aren't happening, that, I was like, oh, okay.
So what age are we talking?
What age are we talking? I I was late 30s.
You talking about late 30s?
Yeah.
Before you had your heart broken?
Mm. Well, that was the last time, but like
that's about the beginning. The very beginning.
The very beginning?
The very beginning.
The very first time I had a heart broke. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I really even count that because that's like, high school.
That counts.
Really early.
I mean, in my idea, that shapes a whole, and I'm going to explain my reason, but I think that shapes, the first one is the most significant. I mean, in some ways, because it shapes your perspective, your outlook.
That's true.
You either go ball up or go harder, simp or go alpha.
Yeah. Well, for me in high school, it was kind of like, I kind of held everything close, back then. So I wasn't really aware, really couldn't articulate,
that's
dealing with the feelings as you moving through it. So it took me in the first one, it took a long time to get over, and then actually to figure out like, I had a hand in that, because back then for me, it was communication. I was not a good communicator at all, communicating what I wanted, what I needed, what I felt, because I came from a background and a family of be seen and not heard. Your feelings really don't count. F how you feel. Do as I say.
Not as I do.
And not as I do. Just all of them things, don't lie to me. Why would you lie to me? Because he's gonna kick my ass. I'm scared. I am afraid. I fear for my life. So yeah, and it took me a while to become a strong enough person to just, speak my truth and stand on it. Because it went from not communicating at all to, knowing what my truth was, but just be like, well, I'm just gonna go over here with it, to, now I'm gonna tell you what my truth is, and then I'm gonna move on if we can't get past it. So, kind of got to grow into that. For some people, I know some people are strong-minded and strong-willed from birth. They come out just adamant about everything, but I wasn't one of them. No problem.
I'm just getting interactive. Little live stream posts on my end. They couldn't hear you anyway. They won't see it. Yeah, I was just streaming on Instagram.
Okay.
Minutes. They can't hear you though, because I ain't got it hooked. I was gonna hook to the speaker, but I was like, no, that might create a feedback because I got the speaker right by the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what about yourself?
What show?
I said, what about yourself?
Oh, what you mean?
With that situation as far as like getting your heart broken and
how
you dealt with it.
Well, my first teenage crush, it was like my first love. I thought we was gonna get married. I wanted married. That was the first time I ever thought about marriage and kids. Like, but after that, I didn't want any of that. Like, I never wanted that after that. So, it was like the first. So we never had sex. So, and so yeah, that was my heartbreak because I wasn't the first. I took her to my prom, but she ain't taking me to hers. And
were you older or was she older?
No, we was 16, 17, going all the way up to the end of, high school, but it ain't never, she's supposed to be a virgin, but like I said, I wasn't the first or nothing. So that was, it was like but but at the same time, I lost my virginity at 9. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I lost my virginity at 9. But
Nice.
she was probably 10 because she probably my birthday in October, hers in June, July. So she was 10, I was 9. She took me behind the school, but after that, I wasn't in puberty yet, so I don't know if that counts.
Right.
But I didn't get none again until I was trying to wait for my first love, but she was a virgin, and I wound up just my homie hooking it up what me he when I was like in 16, 17, my homie, my puberty, losing my virginity was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my first love, but it was like it wasn't it was just sex basically.
Yeah.
But that wound up becoming his child's mom.
Wow. That's crazy how life works.
Yeah. But this one of my friends that just passed in December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he have health issues?
No, he had probably spiritual issues because he'd always been in and out of jail since we was teenagers. So he did a lot of time. His sister passed and he was locked up and he didn't get to go to the funeral. Wow. And then his mom passed and he didn't get to go to the funeral. And then I don't know, he probably had a breakdown spiritually because his two favorite ladies he never got to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
He passed right out of his mother. Mother passed like 2 weeks. And then he passed. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was always trying to get him on this because he was struggling with spiritual. Like he's like a documentary on being a felon. Like all the laws against him. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. So you was trying to show him something.
Yeah. I'll play one of his videos. Like I used to when I first